Okay. So I have created two packages. One is as per yesterday I have created, right? As per, and the other one is consultants. And other one is interface. I have created three packages. Okay. And the first package I have created two classes. One is student class. Okay. So here I'm creating for public, public modifier. I have declared as a declared member as a public modifier, public string student name as per. Okay. I have created a constructor. Constructor we are going to create with the class name, right? As I said previously. So in the constructor, I'm giving the student name. In the constructor, we can change the value that we have declared in the member. So we can, if you want to change the name of the student, we can change it in the constructor. Okay. So I have created a constructor. I have assigned the name as Raja instead of Haspai. Then I have created a public method. Under that public method, I'm able to call the public modifier, right? And I have created a private method, name of a student. I am able to call the name. I am able to call the public modifier which I have declared. Okay. Doesn't matter whether it is a public method or private method. We can able to access the modifiers if it is in the same class. Okay. Now I have created a main class and I'm trying to call the object. I have created an object of a constructor. So this is a constructor or a class. Okay. I'm able to create an object if it is a public modifier. Okay. And I have created a method, public method, and I'm able to call the method which we have created. So here in if it is a public modifier, we can use that public modifier within the class. Okay, whether it is a private method or whether it is a public method. Okay, we can able to use the public modifier within the class. That's already cleared for us, right? And I have created one more class within the same package, and I'm trying to use the same modifier which I had declared, student name. So I can able to call using the I have created a student object, and from the object I'm able to call the student name. Okay. At the same time, I'm able to call the method which I have created. Okay. Within the class, I can use public modifier. Outside of the class, I can use outside of the class within the same package, I can use the public modifier. Okay. And if I go to the other package, I'm going to the new package, and here also I can able to use the public modifier. I can able to call. So I have created a student class, a student object as object. Then I'm able to call the modifier which I declared student name. Okay, outside the package. This is within the package, different class. Outside the package, different class. Okay, so and one more thing, I can use as a subclass. So I have created an inheritance package, and I have created a subclass. Under that subclass, I'm able to call the student name public modifier. So here we can able to call the public modifier within the class, outside the class, within the package, outside the package. Okay, outside the package, with subclass. Okay, outside the project also we can use public modifier. Okay, are you clear until here?
Yes, sir.
Then,
Yes, sir.
Same thing. We can change it to private node. Okay, private. So I can call the modifier, private modifier within the class, whether it is a private method, whether it is a public method, whether it is a constructor. So I can change it. Constructor also I can change it to private. Okay, I can change the method also private. Okay. this is public. We need to use a public static void main method as a public. Here also I can use private. So we can create private methods. We can create private constructor. Okay, we can create a private member, but that can be used within the class. Only within the same package within the class. Even I can't use outside the class. Means within the same package, different class I can't use it. So it is throwing a. It is throwing out. It is throwing a. So see here, make student package private. Okay, I'll tell you what is mean by private package. Okay, are you clear? So here also I can't use. So it is also throwing error. Make student print student name as public. They are asking me to make it as a public method. Okay, here if you go to the subclass, here also I'm not able to call the method which I have created as a private. Okay, I can't even call the student name because this is a private modifier. Okay, here also same private modifier student name I'm not able to call. Here within the same package but different class, I'm not able to call the student name. I'm not able to call the method which is a private. So are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Your
Only
voice
within
is
the class and within the package we can use private.
only within the class. Yeah.
Only within
If
the
it is a
class.
package or if it is a package, outside package or inside package, doesn't matter. Only within the class. Just remember that only within the class we can use the private modifier.
Okay.
Okay. Next we'll go for default before we go for protected. Okay. Default means no need to give anything. If you assign the variable string student name as aspire, then it is a default modifier. Okay, no need to give any modifier name in front of the member. Then it is a default modifier. Okay, whatever the variables that we have declared until now is a default modifier. No need to mention like this. Okay, default spelling. No need to mention default. Make student name not default. Okay, so no need to mention like that. Okay, because we have used it in different, so that's why it is throwing. So I can use void. This is also default method, default constructor, default method, default modifier, default member, and this is default method. One more method. Okay, so this is also we can make it as a default method. Okay, if you don't use anything in front of the method, any modifier, then it will be a default. So what happens? Default is a private package. Default is a private package. We can also call it as a private package. What's the main difference between private package and private? Let's see. So I'm in the Aspire package. I'm in the class student. Now, if I go to the class which is present in the same package, is it throwing an error?
No, sir.
It's not throwing an error. So that's why we are calling as private package. Did you see the error before when I declared as a private member?
Yes.
I can see that it should be converted as a private package. Okay. So default modifier can be accessible within the class, outside the class, if it is in the same package. Within the class, outside the class, if both the classes are in the same package. Okay, so I can't access outside the package. I can't access outside the subclass. Okay, this is about default. Are you clear with default, private and default? If they ask someone in the interview, then you should be able to explain what is the difference between default and private.
Private.
Okay, private we can access only within the class. Default we can access outside the class if it is in the same package. Okay, next we'll go to protected. Protected. Okay, if it is a protected, we can use everything. Protected method, protected method. Okay, protected member, protected method, protected constructor. Okay, I'm using all protected. So can I able to access within the same package class, different class? Yes, right. It is not throwing an error. Outside the package, no, I can't access outside the package. If you go to subclass, can I able to access the but protector should be accessed outside the package with subclass.
Okay. Within the package
Within
only,
the
no,
package
sir?
only, sir.
Default, you told outside.
No, default I said within the class.
Within the class.
Within the
yeah,
class,
within the package, but different classes.
different class.
Yeah.
So protected also working the same way, but let's make it this public as a public. I'm making the public constructor. Okay, so why it is throwing another here? Okay, leave it about that. Then why it is not coming? So we should be able to access in the subclass.
You have used the extend keyword, right, sir?
Yeah, extends here, student.
Okay.
Sir, it is in same package or different package, sir?
Okay, let's, because I can't use it in the main
Different.
method. One second. Yeah,
Okay.
I can't use it in the main method. Okay, I'll create one method, public void new subclass. Okay, I have created a class. Then I'm gonna call the methods. So what we need to call student name, right? Student name. I can able to call the student name, right? So let me print this one. Student name. I can able to call the student name which is present in the student class, right? Which is outside the
Package.
Outside the package, but it is a subclass. Okay, then I can able to call the method. If it is a public student, so let it be that one. Student, I can able to call the protected member, right, within the subclass, because I'm using the extends keyword student. So now I'll create new subclass dot new subclass. Okay, So now I can able to print the student name. So I can able to call the protected outside the package, but if it is a subclass. Have you got it?
Yeah, since we are using that inheritance concept, we can able to call, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, but without inheritance concept, we can't use it
Oh, okay.
outside the package. That's the only difference. Only in the subclass we can call protected. Only using the inheritance concept only we can call the protected. Without inheritance concept, we can't call the protected. Okay, that's the difference between public, private, protected, and default. So public we can access within the class, outside the class, outside the package, outside the project, everywhere. Private we can only access within the class. Okay, default we can access within the class, outside the class if that class is present in the same package. Okay, protected we can access within the class, outside the class if it is in the same package, outside the class if it is a if we are using inheritance. Are you clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is about inheritance. It is about access modifiers concept. Okay, let me make this one. I'll make public. Okay, so that it won't throw any error. Yeah. Okay. So then we'll go for inheritance concept. Interface. What is interface? As I said yesterday, what is meant by the interface? What is meant by interface? Is a blueprint of a class. Object is a blueprint of a class. The same way interface is a blueprint of a class. Okay. In interfaces, what happens, right? We won't implement the method. We'll create a method, but we don't implement the functionality that way. Suppose we don't implement the functionality. Suppose if I had taken the addition functionality, okay, just I'll create a method addition, but the implementation, how the addition happens, if you pass two variables int a into b, then into c, then c is equal to a plus b. This is the implementation, right? Can you agree?
Yes, sir.
So implementation means we need to execute the addition method if you pass two variables and add those two variables and give the result. That is the implementation, right? That implementation will be not done in the interface. This also will call. I had told you one more name. If there is no implementation, or if it is undefined method, unimplemented method, then what we'll call that method name? That method.
Repeat again, sir.
Unimplemented method we also called as, I have told you one, unimplemented methods can be called as abstract methods. Do you remember?
Yes, abstract methods. Yes.
Yes, sir.
If it is an abstract method, it is not implemented. Just implementation is not done. So we can call it as a implementation abstract method, or we can call it as a interface method. If it is not implemented, then that we'll call it as an abstract method or interface method. So in interface, we are not implementing any functionality for that method. We'll be just declaring a method. So normal method, what we do, we open the brackets and we close the brackets, right? If you want to write a method, then we do normally like this, right? Something, we pass something. This is the implementation of the method, right? Normally, there will be steps under the method. If we don't have any steps and nothing, just we are closing here itself, then that is an interface method or abstract method. So whenever we are creating an interface, then there won't be any implementation, just methods. We create methods, but there won't be any implementation. Why? I'll tell you. Why I'll tell you later. Okay. So suppose I had taken an example of a calculator, or I had taken an example of a laptop. Okay. Let us take laptop. Okay, we'll directly write here. So I'm gonna create in the same package Java class laptop. It is not a class. I'm selecting interface here. Okay, I'm not selecting class. I'm selecting interface. Okay, we can select interface or class or enum or annotation. So I'm selecting interface. So I have created a interface. If you want to create an interface class, then we need to use interface keyword, then interface name, laptop. I'm taking as class name, right? The same thing, interface name. So now I'm creating a method. So I am designing a documentation where every laptop provider has to implement these functionalities mandatorily. Okay. So I'm designing the documentation. So if you want to implement any project, so you need to have you'll be having some documentation, right? So based on the documentation, what we do? So in interface, we tell what to do, only what to do. In interface, we'll tell what to do, but we won't tell
How to do.
How to do. We won't tell how to do. We tell only what to do in the interface. In the implementation, we tell how to do. Okay, that the two words you need to remember. So here, if I want to, in a laptop, I'll mandatory things that we need to provide in the interface. Suppose public void copy. I'll create a method copy. Okay, there should be a copy option where we can able to copy it. Okay, how we are going to copy that? That's not implemented. Okay, I'm just telling what all the functionalities that should be having in the laptop. Okay, public void paste. Okay, public void keyboard. Public void mouse. These are the mandatory functionalities that should be there in the laptop. Then only we'll consider this is a laptop. If these functionalities are not there, then we are not considering this as a laptop. Okay, documentation is telling that these are the functionalities that should be present in any laptop that vendor has been prepared. Okay, so now we have created an interface. Then I'm gonna create a class. Okay, I'm gonna create one more class. Okay, now I'm creating a class. Okay, Lenovo. Okay, to access the methods, to access the interface methods that are present in laptop, we need to use the implements keyword. how we are using extends keyword in an inheritance concept, we should use in interface. In interface, we should use implements keyword. Okay, implements laptop. Okay, so what it is throwing an error? Class Lenovo must either be declared abstract or implement abstract method copy in laptop, or implement methods. It is asking us to implement methods that are present in the laptop, because the implementation was not done in the interface class. So that's why Lenovo class is asking us to implement all the methods that are present in the laptop. So we can directly click on this one, then it will automatically come up. So all the methods has been implemented now. So let us write. I'll write. So Lenovo copy code. Lenovo copy paste code. So it's a just assume that it's a code. We have written the code in the method. Mouse. So we have implemented. For now, forget about the override. I'll discuss about the override later. Okay. So no need to have the override now. Okay. This is the implementation of Lenovo laptop that we have. We have implemented the methods that are present on the laptop. In the same way, we can implement other functionalities within the Lenovo class, though it is not implemented on the interface. Okay, I can implement extra features. Suppose capture. So I'm implementing one more method, capture. Take photos. Same, I'll use Lenovo capture code. So what does that mean? Laptop, if it is a proper laptop, then these are the mandatory methods that we need to create. These are the mandatory functionalities that should be there. But if you want to add the additional features, that is up to you. But if it is not present these methods, then it is not a laptop. So let us assume that I have removed this paste method. So again, it is throwing an error because paste is missing. Paste method is missing here. We have not implemented all the methods that are required for the laptop. If it is missing one method also, it will throw an error. Okay, because all the methods are mandatory which are present in laptop. All the methods that are present in interface are mandatory to implement if we are using implements keyword for laptop. If we are not using any method which is present in laptop, then it will throw an error to implement that particular method. Are you clear until here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the same way, if I create one more laptop. Okay. Let us assume HP. I'm creating one more class, HP implements laptop. So here also we need to implement the methods, because that's why it is throwing an error. It is asking us to implement the methods. So it is implementing all the methods. Okay. So what I will do, I'll copy all these methods because which we already implemented here. Okay. So just I'll change HP. Okay, so these are the methods that we have implemented. Suppose now I'll create one more class, user. A user wants to buy the laptop. So what should you do? So I'll create main method. So if I want to access, if I want to create, if I want to buy the HP laptop, then what should I do? Can I create HP? Create an object of HP, right?
Yes, sir.
So now HP dot, I can able to access all the methods that are present in the HP class. This is it. If you want to buy one more laptop, Lenovo, then you can buy Lenovo. Lenovo is equal to new Lenovo. So Lenovo dot capture, Lenovo dot copy. So we can call all the methods. So this is about interface until 1.7. Interface concept has been introduced in Java 7. Okay, this is about interface where we can implement the methods. Only we can implement the methods in the class. We can't implement the methods in the interface until 1.7. From 1.8, we can able to implement in the interface. From 1.8, we can able to implement the methods in the interface itself. So ours is here, right? So now I will create one more method, public void. Tell me anything. What we can write? Suppose. Okay, I'll create one method, read. Okay, I'm creating an interface method. Okay, if we want to create an interface method in the if you want to implement the in the interface method, we need to use only two modifiers. One is default. We need to use one default modifier or static member. We can implement the interface method only using default or static. So if you see, if I say I said public modifier, right? Make read default. Whatever the method that I created, it is asking me to make it as a default method. So if it is asking me to make it as a default method, because we can't use the modifier, any other modifiers other than default. Okay, so now I can implement anything. So let's out. Suppose why they have implement why we need to use the default or static means. So if you create a so suppose, because what should I say, already we have created interface methods. Okay, if someone if we add another method, suppose if I add one more method here, public void read, same method, I'm adding the same method here. So what happens, everyone who are using this interface will be disturbed, right? If I add extra method, so everyone will be disturbed. So everyone will be throwing an error. See, it is throwing an error. It is asking us to implement the method that is present in the interface. Okay, the same thing here. If you go to HP also, it will throw an error. It will throw an error because we have added one more method. So that should not. So whenever we add something into the documentation, that is interface, then that should not disturb the functionality who are already using. Those people should not be disturbed. So that's why what they come up this implementation method in the interface without disturbing the functionalities already using by the other members. Have you got it? What I'm trying to say?
Yes, Sandy.
Can you, sir, can you repeat it once again? I want you to repeat.
Okay. So if we add some other method, if we add extra method here, it's already added these methods, and other people has been implemented based on the methods that is done in the interface, right? These are the mandatory methods. So everyone, HP, Lenovo, people already implemented these methods. So they are using the interface laptop. Now what happens, suddenly we are adding one more method. Because of adding the method, extra method in the interface class, what's happening? HP and Lenovo are disturbing, right?
Yeah, this method is not there in HP and Lenovo, so that's why it is
because
throwing.
that method is not implemented in the HP and Lenovo, which is newly added in the interface. So that's why these members already disturbed. Lenovo and HP has been disturbed. So to overcome this, so if something is added in the main documentation, main interface, those people should not disturb. HP and Lenovo should not disturb. So to overcome this concept, they brought it to implementation by using the default and static member. So now see, HP is not disturbed, Lenovo is not disturbed. They can use the interface which they have implemented. Okay, have you got it, Arnu?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yeah.
So because of adding extra method in the interface, yeah, the people already using this interface should not be disturbed. So to overcome this, they come up with a new part where they can implement the interface. After implementing this, any implementation will not disturb the existing members who are using this interface. Okay, so now I have created, I'm implementing here. So please, what I'll do, please implement. I'll ask them to implement read functionality. Okay, if people wants to use this method, they can use it and they can implement their own code. Okay, and I'll use one more static method. What functionalities? Cut. Okay, I'll say cut. I'm going to implement the cut method. So what I'm going to do, I'll write code for cut method. Okay, I have implemented two methods. One is default method, the other one is static method. If the people HP or Lenovo, if they want to implement these methods, they can implement, or if they don't want to implement, if they don't want to use, that's not a problem. Okay, if anyone wants to use this, then they can use it in the here. They can use it directly where so go to the user, HP, sorry, how to use this method. This which is already implemented, right? We can use directly. How can we use the method that we have created?
Like creating interface object for that one, sir.
It's already we have created, right? Implements. Do we need to create the object? So public void read. Okay. That's out. Code for read. Here we can use at override. So whatever the method that has been implemented on the laptop for read, we are overriding whatever it is there. Okay. The main let us forget about the default, but the static method it will help you more. So let us take public void. Okay. What is the cutoff? I think it's duplicating. So because we have created a read method here, so that's why we can able to access. Okay. Forget about that one. I'll tell you later. Okay. So here we have implemented two methods. One is default, the other one is static. Okay. If you want to use the method cut in the this is a non-static method. This is a static method. Okay. Default is a non-static method, and this is a static method. Okay. Non-static methods. Can we call the non-static methods in the static methods? Can you able to call non-static methods in the static methods? This is very important question.
No.
No.
Okay, see, let's see. So read. I'm trying to call the method, non-static method in the static method. It is throwing an error. What is the error? Make laptop read to static. Okay, so we can't call non-static methods in the static method, but we can call static methods in the non-static method. So the same cut method can be called in the non-static. There is no problem. Non-static methods can be static methods can be called in the non-static methods, but non-static methods can't be called in the static method. Okay, so we can also use private modifier in the interface. Private void why they have implemented the private method, private modifier in the interface means private modifier can't be accessed outside the interface. Same, right? Private modifier can't be accessed outside the class, right?
Yes, sir.
Private method, yeah.
Sir.
As we discussed in the modifiers, private method or private modifier can't be accessed outside the class. The same way here also, private method or private modifier can't be accessed outside the interface. So then what is the purpose of implementing private modifier here, private method here? Okay, so this has been implemented because if suppose there is a code which is same here and here, so 10 lines of code is same in both the methods, default method and static method, then that 10 lines of code can be implemented here and can be used in the both methods. So I'll write 10 lines of code. Okay, so I can call this private method in both the places, in static method and default non-default method, non-static method. Why? What's the problem? Okay, private static void. Okay, make it as a static method. Okay, private static method, so we can use it in both the places. Okay, like this we can use the private modifier for the code reusability purpose. They have implemented private modifier method in the interface for the purpose of reusability code, for the purpose of reusability. Common code can be kept in one method, and that method can be called in the non-default, non-static and static methods. Are you clear until here?